in the American scene or the Western scene, it's always 2 casters usually. Okay, so
Oh wow.
we have Shaman versus Miracle Rogue. Look at that hand, 2 preparations.
You know, I would say this is kind of what Reynad
Yeah,
wanted
I think
to pick off the shaman,
this
but
is probably one of the best matchups for Miracle Rogue, and I guess Reynad is really happy. So I guess Reynad's mentality is right now is that I really have to get 1 win out of this Miracle Rogue because Druid's just gonna hard counter it too much. So if I get 1 win with this deck, I'm gonna be very happy.
yeah, that makes sense.
And you know what? Like, I feel like Shaman might be a little worse against Miracle Rogue these days because a lot of them have been cutting the Lightning Bolt, which are pretty key against Miracle, just because they have so many 3 health creatures.
Yeah, and like you said earlier, a lot of people have been cutting Lotheb, and I haven't seen too many shamans play the good old dong hammer there
Mm. Yeah,
too often anymore.
the Dog Hammer, of course.
Yeah, dropping the dong hammer.
Not
Although Alakir and a couple Flametongue totems could be a way to burst them down eventually. Reynad's hand is very
It's not very good. I mean,
yeah, very reactive, I
yeah,
guess.
I mean, he has the Blade Flurry and he has the Deadly Poison, which are 2 of the key cards against Shaman early on. But he needs to draw into Gadgerstan Auctioneer, or he draws into some. He needs to draw into like Azure Drakes. You really want the minions going into turns 4 with the coin, basically. Hmm. So that Flame Tongue totem plus the Taunt totem is pretty threatening. That's the best totem you could have gotten.
Yeah, I don't know, it's kind of a tough spot for Reynad, really. He doesn't really have anything great to do.
I mean, one thing you can maybe do is hold, play the Farseer, and just wait for. What is? Oh man, that feels
Is he
terrible.
actually gonna do
Oh
this?
my god, he's gonna sap
That's
the
the play
Taunt
you can
totem.
make, but yeah, I didn't expect
I
that,
I
but
didn't expect that at all, but I can see the merits in that play.
it's definitely not what you want to sap. That's for sure.
Mm.
Yeah, and even this crackle, actually, I don't know. RenieHouR might be able to pull this off. He's got the other flame tongue, a crackle, and an Alakir to kind of lay the beat down.
Yeah, the Crackle will be pretty good. I'm pretty sure like this game will come down to like a Crackle, and Reynad has like 5 health.
Yeah,
That'll be great.
you got a high roll on the crackle.
Oh, such bad RNG.
Yeah,
Okay, not bad.
it's pretty good, especially on a turn that you were Lotheb.
But we are getting to the point where the Auctioneer will be able to get played. Oh, in fact, there's 2 Auctioneers. So because he has 2 Auctioneers, he can kind of just like throw one out. Um, just like
What do you do though if you just throw it out and I don't? Do you really want to coin a deadly poison, or are you just gonna just actually just drop it out there and leave it?
you can coin it out, coins, see what you get, and then consider your options, I guess. Okay, so he's gonna. I think this is okay just because he has the Blade Flurry in hand.
Right.
He doesn't have to attack the Healing Totem now. And because the dagger is at 5 attack right now, it pretty much can kill anything that the shaman has. Like the most HP the shaman creature usually has is 5 with the fire elemental, or like in some rare circumstances like Doctor Boom of Neptulon, but you can always sap that, so it's not a big deal.
Well, it draws out the crackle. Ooh,
Oh,
he can conceal.
don't feel. I think that's gonna be the play this turn.
Yeah, that. I mean, I don't see anything better than that right now.
And like it's not a board you want to Blade Flare either, and it's like such a not very threatening board. The most threatening creature on that board is the Manatide Totem, but in terms of power on the board, there's only 4 power. So you're not really scared of dying from that board, even with like flame tongues, essentially.
I guess maybe one thing he's thinking about is that it might not be very reliable just because there's already spell power totem on the field, and uh, he could get lucky, I guess. But I don't know. You don't really. I wouldn't really think about it. Holy crap, that's a
Oh,
bloodlust.
wow.
Oh, good game. Nice. Thanks for playing.
Oh my god. I was just saying,
Is
like,
that just? I didn't count it up, but I
yeah,
feel it's probably lethal,
I know,
right?
like, I was just like, oh, this board is
Uh,
not very threatening, and then he draws Bloodlust. What? What?
fantastic. I love seeing some bloodlust.
Minions on the field.
Yeah. Well, he went with the mech mage, and his hand is actually pretty nice. He curves right out.
Well,
But
this,
RenieHouR's got a nice hand too.
yeah. So it's pretty much the perfect hand for RenieHouR. I'd say probably maybe a slightly better hand. Okay, so
No, they're both good hands. Should be pretty good game.
the funny thing is the Spider Tank trades well into the Harvest Golem. That's an interesting dynamic. You have like both these three mana mechs. They're very similar, but one deck chooses to run the Harvest Golem while the other chooses to run the Spider Tank.
Yeah, I mean the Harvest Golem's just better synergy with Flame Tongue, and hey, if you're running Bloodlust, I think you want the Harvest Golem, right? Just anything that stays on the board.
Yep.
Okay, he's just gonna drop it down anyways.
He's threatening some Flame Tongue action right now.
Yep.
The Goblin Blast Mage is going to get really excellent value next turn, though, no matter what happens. Like, there's Shaman's, like, it's... The Blast Mage is such a good card against Shaman because the Shaman's always going to have so many minions on board. And Blast Mage is probably going to kill a lot of them. Even with, like,
Yeah, I mean,
1 or 2 damage to each of them, it's going to kill, like, 3 minions, maybe.
yeah, I mean, Blast Mage is just always good, though, right? It's just a good card, no matter what you're playing against. Oh, and it's kind of interesting also. Well, not really interesting, but worth noting, I guess, that the Dr. Boom is actually pretty nice to run alongside Bloodlust because even if they BGH your Boom, you got some Boom bots. More creatures to just stick on the board. Wow, he's actually just lightning storming here.
Okay, average rolls. The most average of average. And this is a pretty... Okay, so he's going to Earth Shock it, too. He really wants that Harvest Golem to stay alive. This play is really good because it prevents the Blast Mage, I guess, from just completely wrecking his board.
Yeah, I don't think that's something I would have done, but I don't think it was bad.
Yeah.
I didn't really consider doing that, but
Yeah, it's like I to be honest, I didn't consider it either, just because like you typically don't want to Lightning Storm like 2, 3, 4s, right? It's kind of weird.
yeah, I feel like Lightning Storm can be really good in this matchup later on. I don't know, it worked out fairly well for him.
Now
But so do
here's another
you
interesting
kill
turn.
something off?
Yeah, like if you kill something off, it gives you more potential Blast Mage value. But if you kill something off, you kind of don't. You're an aggressive deck, so you don't want to waste that 4 damage to kill a Haunted Creeper or like a Harvest Golem, right?
Yeah. Well, he's thinking about something. He's hovering over the Mech Warper, so I think he's just thinking about something else. Oh, he's just gonna hero powers the back end.
Oh, so with this play, he's gonna. That's interesting. Is he playing around something?
Okay. I think he just wants to go face. I guess he just wants to go face with the Yeti and then prevent the Harvest Golem from. It's kind of like a preemptive ping, sort of.
Exactly.
Preemptive hero power.
Prevent the Harvest Golem from
healing
trading into one of the 2/3s, but yeah, Healing Totem plus Argus is pretty much the counter to that play.
Yeah, kind of backfired on him.
Yeah,
I would say RenieHouR is in a really good spot right now.
Especially with the Dr. Boom follow-up. So Blast Mage looks like the play.
Yeah, is there anything worth like frostbolting or trading into, you think? I think this is fine. I don't know if it's I don't think it's bad. Oh wow, he even pops that off too. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the best he could have hoped for. He gets all four Blast Mage Blast onto minions, so that's good as well.
Yeah, could have been worse, could have been better, but yeah, definitely not bad.
Like
You just slammed Dr. Boom here, right?
no, he drew the Flame Tongue.
Aw.
He drew the Flame
Oh,
Tongue,
okay,
so
yeah, yeah.
that's Doctor Boom was a pretty good play, but this is one of those rare circumstances where turn 7 Doctor Boom is not the best play.
Yeah, Flame Tongue's actually really good here.
Yeah, like just trades off the board.
I think once Shaman actually gets ahead on board against the Mech Mage, you've pretty much lost the game, unless you've gotten the Shaman to a point where you're like
You're in fireball range. Yeah.
fireball range, yeah.
And this is another first or I guess second for me. Tinker Town Technician being played as 3/3s.
both both Reynad playing
Yeah.
them.
Like I've played that deck like a decent amount, like probably like 20 games so far, and I've never had to do that. And on ladder, I've never seen someone do that.
Yeah, I've played it quite a few times myself, and I don't think it's ever come for me either.
It's not
So
even
yeah, I
a
guess
it's not even a circumstance where like it's kind of debatable whether you should play it as a 3/3. Like I think that was clearly like the best play he could have done.
oh he picked up Bloodlust
Yeah.
again. I don't think it really matters too much this game,
Mhm.
but I think it's gonna kill him.
Yeah, I think it's gonna kill him as well. And it doesn't matter, but it just adds a little insult to injury.
Yeah, unless Reynad was playing something a little offbeat like a Flame Strike, which most of these decks don't run, then
Mhm.
I don't think there's anything he can get out.
I mean,
Any way he can get out from
I
this.
mean, he does have a polymorph, which is a card that you typically don't see. But I think that's like the polymorph is kind of like an owl in some circumstances. Like it kind of gets past the taunt, or you can at least use it to get past the taunt.
Yeah. Where's that Blingtron when you need it?
Yeah. You kind of don't want to. You don't want to kill off these boombots, but because you don't kill off the boombots, you're more vulnerable to bloodlust.
You think he'll just Bloodlust anyways? Just trade his Boombot in, get him some damage, or do you think he's just gonna really hold off
I
and
think I think there's
finish him?
better plays right now. Like yeah, this is pretty good.
Oh yeah, he has the Rock Biter.
And he can set up for boom. He can set up for bloodlust next turn. So
Hit for three is not bad.
so he has 5 minions on the board right now. He has 4 power, and this bloodlust will add 15 power. So he has 19 damage, which is not enough. But if Reynad doesn't clear anything this turn, he probably will though. Yeah, he clears off the boom bot. But if he didn't clear, like a lightning bolt or a rock biter would have been lethal.
Yeah.
Is he gonna time rewinder the snow chugger to give his mana worm one more attack?
Yeah, this seals the deal right here. Spell Power Lightning Storm. Reynad's left with just a single spare part.
Yeah, and this is not even a scenario in that like in that previous warrior game where Reynad could come back from like continuously top decking frostbolts and fireballs. He basically, I guess. Oh, well, that's okay, I guess. But he's dead.
Not good enough.
Yeah.
He's dead.
I guess like he could have top decked a flame strike if he ran that, and then top decked Antonidas, and that might have been
Right.
what he
But
might.
I doubt he runs flames. I doubt he runs Flame Strike.
Mm.
So Reynad is going to be left with just his Druid, which is not really where I'd want to be against the Shaman.
Yeah, but
But
if
I mean, Druid can win. It's if you get the good start.
right and
I don't even know if I knew what Innervate was.
all right, so
I was playing pretty much since it started. All right.
so we have potentially the final game, but oh, Reynad gets the nuts. This is like a really good hand. Turn 1 shade, turn 2 shade, pretty good.
Yep. Reynad is about to show Rainy these nuts.
Wow.
Sorry for that.
Okay.
Anyways, but yeah, this is a pretty good, pretty much ideal start for Reynad.
Mm.
It's nice to have the Hex as a Shaman against Druid, but it doesn't, not really against this start.
Mhm.
Like Hex is nice if they go coin, innervate into some, taunt bear,
Mhm.
the Druid of the Claw or something like that, but not like this.
Okay.
Oh, he doesn't really get to do anything this turn. I mean, I guess is he? Do you think he's just gonna? Think he might cycle this?
Yeah, I guess you might as
It's
well.
kind of It's kind of awkward with the healing totem, but your hand's so bad. I think you have to.
I mean, your other play is like hero power, and that's kind of equivalent because they have Mystic.
There's that. There's that mystic.
I mean, it's kind of like a piloted shredder. Speaking of piloted shredders.
Oh, there you go. That's a great draw right on time. Oh, there's that bloodlust again.
Wait, is this... If he draws Innervate, is that lethal? Okay, so, okay, Hex is used, but this is a...
I want to see Reynad. I want to see Reynad just not attack with these shades for for another turn or two, and then just have him randomly just get blown out by a
Swipe
bloodlust
is pretty
again.
good. Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Like, if he doesn't
It's not
attack,
gonna happen, I don't think,
uh-huh.
but it would be funny.
He's aware of the bloodlust. It's like very clearly imprinted on his mind right now, having lost both the last 2 games to bloodlust. I don't think he's gonna reveal these
Yep.
shades for a while though, because he just doesn't want to risk them getting earth shocked.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you reveal him against a shaman and you don't get any immediate value out of him, then yeah, they'll just get Earthshock.
But I think it's
I guess you get some Black Knight value.
I think it's like very likely that Reynad just won't reveal these shades forever and double Savage Roar into the win.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he'll probably just Doctor Boom and then try and just kill him the next turn.
I mean, no RNG there. He gets actually the low roll. Alright, so 7, 8, that's 15. Savage Roar adds 12. Right? No, it adds,
Well,
what?
20. How much was that?
15
It's 15.
plus 12. Yeah, 15 plus 12. So there's 2 damage off lethal. So next turn, no, if RenieHouR doesn't have a taunt, he just wins. Or Savage, or yeah, Reynad just wins.
It's kind of like the revenge for all those bloodlusts.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of the same thing. Double Savage Roar, Bloodlust. I mean, RenieHouR's probably feeling a little sad because he had to clear so inefficiently, but he's gonna be even more sad now. Oh, and even what's it called? A Power of the Wild. I think Reynad's thinking now, like, is there a way for me to kill him without revealing the second Savage Roar?
Yeah, that's a good point. Or well, I was thinking he might want to hide the Power of the Wild.
No, but
It's
I think RenieHouR, if he was paying attention to the stream, he probably knew that Reynad had a Power of the Wild because it was shown against
oh right. Oh yeah, I remember seeing that because he had the Violet teacher also.
Well, this was a fun game. Heals will be not as great. Okay, so
Well, he just went straight for the Paladin.
he gets the Aldor, but none of the other cards are that great. Oh, Shielded Minibot. What a great draw.
You know, Reynad gets to looks like he's going to iterate out this Violet teacher.
Yeah, he's probably going to predict the either the Shielded Minibot or the or Hero Power next turn from the Paladin, so he gets to use the Wrath. Get a 1/1. Sounds good to me.
That's some value right there. You get to draw a card and get a 1/1.
It's almost like I can't think, like a Wisp, like a Novice Engineer.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep. Okay.
Man, I'm sad. I'm sad that card got nerfed. I like playing with that.
Yeah, it was fun. It made more decks. It made decks more consistent, I'd say. Because you like got your cards out. Like it's more likely that you got the cards that you needed.
Yeah.
And I think in the metagame right now, it wouldn't even be overpowered. Like it doesn't do well at all against Undertakers, right?
Yeah, I agree.
And then it's like completely dead against like fatigue decks as well.
I guess Reynad's in kind of an awkward spot here because he has nothing to do other than play this keeper, but playing a keeper out here like this is really not what you want to be doing against a paladin, especially one that has a true silver just sitting right there.
Oh, not only does he have true silver, he has another weapon. Muster for battle. He can't even use the one charge in his Life's Justice. Imagine if Reynad had like a what's it called? If he had like a Harrison Jones right now, draw 4 cards. Pretty good.
So he drew a swipe, but I don't think it's something. I don't think it's what he's gonna do.
Yeah, like you're not even that afraid of Quartermaster. Like if he Quartermasters right now, essentially what will happen is like the 2/1/1s or will trade into the Lothab. This is a bit scary though. Oh. I guess.
Oh, he just wanted to put it down for the Aldor.
I guess he's playing around swipe, but I don't know. I don't think that's
Yeah.
worth it.
I don't really see any other reason why you do that if you're playing around swipe. So
I would have liked like maybe trade 1 in. Because you know the Lothab is almost certainly going to trade into another 1/1 next turn. So it brings it down to 3 health, and then you can trade into that with your Aldor.
okay, yeah.
I like Druid of the Claw here.
He's thinking about other stuff. I don't think you really want to play Sylvanas, right? Just because it's really like he could just trade into it.
Yeah.
Probably pretty easily. Or you kind of want to play it when it's already like the board is cluttered or there's already something out worth taking.
And I feel like
Oh, he's actually going to charge.
Okay, so I think his decision was whether he was going to taunt or charge.
Do you like charging? I think my initial thought would be to taunt it, but
Yeah.
I guess it is coming up on turn 6. You could get Black Knighted. Maybe
Yeah.
that's what he was thinking about.
That's true. I don't believe this deck runs Black Knight though, and if like Reynad did a little more research, he might know. But
I'm not sure if Reynad knows if it plays Black Knight or not, though.
also, like I feel like just his mentality to this game is that, oh, I have Dr. Boom coming up, and I can follow that up with an Ancient of Lore, so it's very likely that I draw the combo. In addition, this Paladin is a slower Paladin, so if I try to draw the game out more and more, it'll probably come to the point where the heals will start kicking in, and then I'll be kind of more shut out of the game.
Yeah. Well, he does do the turn 7 Dr. Boom, which is pretty much never a bad play. It's kind of weird because they're like 2 cards, right? People used to always say if you have 7 mana, you just play Ancient of Lore. It's the best thing you can do. And then people are like, well, actually, if you have 7 mana, the best thing you can do is play Dr. Boom. It's like, well, I have both of them. Now what do I do?
Yeah, you have a decision now. There's actually like more decisions in Druid than you might think.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I never really played a lot of Druid, but I have been playing around with these ramp decks a little more recently, and there are definitely some games that kind of play themselves, but yeah, there are a few more things that come up than I initially expected, I guess. But I think it's kind of the case with every deck, right? Like anyone can make a deck sound easy or hard to play, just depending on how what you say. But in reality, it's usually a little bit harder than what people give it credit for. With any deck, in my opinion.
Okay, so he gets Power of the Wild now. He's gonna get it out.
Well,
I think it.
I normally wouldn't think so, but if like RenieHouR is getting really low, and he's sitting with double swipe in his hand, so if he can.
Exactly. If the Power of the Wild Panther gets an attack in, the double swipes will be lethal. And just judging by the hands right now, RenieHouR has no way of either healing or getting a taunt up.
I guess he's thinking about if he wants to get okay. Yeah, I think I like this. MC Tech is a dead draw.
funny how RenieHouR is so low, just because of the bombs that hit his face.
I think he's dead, right? 8, 9, 10. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's dead.
That's game. Well, especially now. So it's going to come down to a Druid mirror, and they're both really fast Druids. So this is going to be, I think this is pretty much just going to be whoever
Oh
draws.
man, the BM. He like swiped.
Have lots of options, and it could be pretty nice. And maybe some, we'll see some, people playing around combos and whatnot here, because I think they both know that they probably run double combo.
Okay, so we have a pretty good start for Reynad, and like a
No,
pretty terrible hand for RenieHouR.
and this is exactly what I was just talking about. Reynad has the turn 1 Shade into Wild Growth
Mm-hmm.
in a Shredder, and RenieHouR has nothing to do until Keeper the Grove, or Piloted Shredder turn 4. So
Yeah,
I would be very surprised if RenieHouR wins this, unless he gets a string of really good draws.
yeah, this looks like one of those games where it just snowballs because one player had the Innervate and the Wild Growth, and the other player didn't have either of those. Like, usually it's possible to come back when one player has the Wild Growth and one doesn't by some pretty good Innervate plays. But when one player has both those essential cards and the other has none, it just looks pretty terrible.
Yep. Because RenieHouR will play. I'm assuming he's just going to play his Shredder next turn. Reynad even just attacks her. Yeah, I'm assuming Reynad. Well, actually, I guess silencing could be more viable now. But yeah, I think you just need to play the Shredder. Oh, and he even gets an innervate. I don't even know if he needs the innervate, but he could like Wrath and innervate out of 5-drop.
And then like Doomsayer isn't even too terrible to come out of this Piloted Shredder.
I don't think you ever really like just assume they're gonna get Doomsayer.
I mean, actually, Doomsayer is one of the cards that like tends to come out for me. Like I
Really,
had this game.
I've seen it once.
I had this game where I had like on a crazy start where I got turn 3 Kel'Thuzad, and then my opponent played a Piloted Shredder, and I played Druid of the Claw and charged into the Piloted Shredder because I just assumed my Druid of the Claw would revive. But then a Doomsayer came out, and I had like a 6-attack Kel'Thuzad, and it was just really sad.
Yeah, I haven't seen Doomsayer that much, but I have seen, like I said earlier, I was playing some Shaman recently with the Pilot Shredders, and I have gotten Explosive Sheep multiple times, and that's pretty annoying to get when you're playing Shaman, because it just clears all of your totems.
Okay, so he decides to bring out the Sylvanas instead of Druid of the Claw. Usually, like, you don't want Sylvanas on the board against an empty board. But first of all,
I think this is
yeah,
fine,
against Druid, like, it's fine. Druid is, like, the best class to have Sylvanas out on the board with. And then second of all, like, you're just using it as a 5/5 anyway. Oh my god, a Patient Assassin. That's like,
Yeah, and he even has a Black Knight if RenieHouR decides to try and taunt up here. I think, yeah, I don't think RenieHouR can...
yeah.
I don't think there's a sequence of draws that gets RenieHouR out of this, really.
And he's going to even attack with the Patient Assassin.
Yeah, I think it's fine because if RenieHouR spends 2 mana to attack your Patient Assassin, what is he going to do with the remaining 4? He's going to lose.
That's great. Okay, so clearing the board mostly. Good sequencing by RenieHouR.
It does keep him alive. Oh, not anymore. Wow, what a draw by Reynad.
Well, he got some good draws, he got some bad draws, and I believe that is a reverse all kill from Reynad.
Yeah, 3-0 with the Druid. Because he lost with Mech Major Shaman, he lost with Miracle Rogue versus Shaman, and then he 3-0'd with Druid.